Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm Malicious Female Fan. Steve Alicious here. Are you old school? Are you wearing a Casio right now? Does your television only go up to channel 13? Do you think that phones should still have expandable storage? Is there a members only jacket in your closet? If the answer to any of those questions was yes, then the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 might be your next cell phone in 2021. We'll talk about it today on this edition of Steve Alicious Tech. And we're back as always. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers, getting oh so close to 4,000. If you've been loving the tech, both new and old, go ahead and give that subscribe button a tussle. It certainly means a lot to me. So let's talk about what you get for your $272. Link will be in the description. Amazon renewed, try it out, 90 days to return it if you don't like it, even cosmetic issues, battery issues, whatever it happens to be. So, this is when Samsung remembered, way back when, that when you bought a flagship, your rods and cones in your eyes worked and you could actually enjoy some colors. So you had ocean blue, you had the lavender, which is quite cool. You had the lavender with the lavender pen, I believe. You had the silver, which you should get, but it was a really cool metallic mirror finish silver. And then you had black if you wanted it, of course. But then the cool part was, not only did you get ocean blue, but you pull the pen out, that yellow accent, and then it worked with some of the cases that you could get. Spigen, back when they made color cases for stuff, the coordination was on point. Top spec hardware, even today, for that money. Gorilla Glass 5 front and back, Super AMOLED display, the 2K display, the Quad HD, looking absolutely fabulous even now. It really has gotten to the point where you're talking about refresh rate to differentiate different panels, because it's gotten ridiculous to this looks as fabulous as the S10 Plus, as the S10, on down my Note 10 Plus, on down the line. Going into the future, these panels look great, super sharp, the contrast, all the rest of it. Even today, it's just that you are stuck at the 60 hertz. But if you're someone who's turning those features off anyway to save battery, you don't lose anything. Always on display, but you do get some things back that you have lost. Headphone jack being one of them. The other being the iris sensor, which in a world where you're wearing masks, whatever, for however more longer you're going to be doing that, you don't have to worry about the facial recognitions that are flummoxed by you wearing a mask. Iris sensor, not an issue. Just picks up your eyeball and opens up the screen. Quite nice. But of course, you don't even need that because you get an old-fashioned fingerprint sensor as well in the right spot. You also pick up, I don't know if it'll show right now because there aren't any notifications, notification LED. Could make that different colors, all the rest of it. So while this is very nice, the always on display, you can't quite see what icons are lit up from halfway across the room. But you could look, hey, it's a purple blinking light. That means it's a WhatsApp message or whatever you happen to set it up for. But as nice as this hardware is, and going to be one of the nicer phones that you could get for $272 with this type of presentation and packaging and quality for the features that you get. The real differentiating factor to me for the Note 9 is what you get in software. Because as old school, as we talked about in the intro, as it is, and nice as it is to have the fingerprint reader, the S Pen, the colors, the notification LED, the iris sensor, and all that stuff, headphone jack, the software hasn't been left behind. It does have One UI 2.5, and even though it's Android 10, all right, so I don't think you're getting Android 11. This is the phone that just missed the cutoff as for when Samsung started expanding the service lives of their phones. The S10 Plus, I believe, the S10 was the first device to get the 3 years guaranteed updates. This one missed the cut, but it still is getting support on Android 10. This is running on the May 2021 security patch. So they're still working on it. Even though it's not getting Android 11 or Android 12, it still is being supported for what it is getting. And the cool thing is, I know we don't talk a lot about cameras on this channel because I think it gets a little overhyped and overblown, a little ridiculous for what it actually affects of your daily life. Like I said, you're using the screen and all this nice hardware 95% of the time, but it seems like the cameras get the attention, 85% of the attention for 5% that you actually use it. But in this case, it's significant because if you look at a Samsung Note 9 back when it was coming out, you might have been a little nonplussed by the camera performance. And even when it first was released for the first 6 months to a year. One UI 1.0 I personally didn't like. I felt it held this phone back quite a bit on Android 9, so I felt like I lost some time with this device. But when I went back on it this week, last 10 days or so, updated it to 2.5, you notice a lot of improvements with stability, but with that camera software. We're going to show some shots here. It has adopted the style of Samsung. Some of them look still quite punchy. You get the saturation, but you could see from that portrait mode shot that you're getting the more natural colors as well mixed in there that Samsung kind of has gone with in the camera software here recently. So you are getting a quality flagship shot even on a device that's going on 3 years old. The other cool thing is, and we're going to pull this up here real quick with the camera software, is that this is the shot I just showed you on screen in full screen. This was taken in portrait mode. It was not taken with this effect on it. But what you can do afterwards in software with One UI 2.0 is I could change the angle of the shot that it took because it was taking the information with both lenses. So you could go wide angle or you could go to close up. And I could change the background effect after the fact. I could even change the effect on it. You could see it do that in real time right there. And then you could kind of do the zoom or the motion blur or whatever it is, the color point as I had here. And you can do that. And that's something that works really well on One UI 2.5. So the fact that they kept updating the Note 9 camera, which wasn't the best at the time. Don't forget, for me at least, it wasn't until the S10 Plus, I would say, for a year, kind of generation of cameras, that Samsung really came in its own and said, hey, listen, Pixel and iPhone, you got competition. This was the last year of it being kind of an afterthought for Samsung, but they were able to improve it through software. So now in 2021, you're getting all that improvement on quality hardware for $272, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I love this squared off design. I just love the way it feels. This I remember being the last Note that I was really excited for because it felt like a Note. It just had that everything. It felt like everything that they could pack into this phone, they did. You know, aesthetics aside, they didn't worry about how it would look. They didn't worry about how thick or how heavy it'd be. They just put every bit of tech they could. They just squeezed into this bad boy. And I think it really shows in that excitement that you get. So you can still experience a lot of that in a premium device. You still get wireless charge. You still get fast charge. 4,000 milliamp hour batteries, running you about 3.5, 4 hours at this point with the updated software. Snapdragon 845. This one and the one you get for that money is going to be 6 gigs of RAM. They did have an 8 gig of RAM variant, which was the max back in the day on a Snapdragon 845. But think about this for a moment. These are already overpowered when they come out. The Snapdragon 888, you're not using half of that. So now, with a Snapdragon 845, you're still getting plenty of use. Your games run great. All the regular phone activity, texting, scrolling, Twitter, it's going to be absolutely fine. Call of Duty's fine. Pokemon Go is fine, even though it'll kill your battery. All that stuff is more than fine. Think about this. When you talk about benchmarks for the Snapdragon 845, they're equal to the 765G that everybody and their mother was putting in phones last year. In fact, the LG Velvet, the non-5G variant of the LG Velvet, is running a Snapdragon 845. Comparable performance, and there are some areas, which I think gaming one of them, the 845 still comes out ahead. And that's going on 3 years now. So don't be scared by the fact that you're getting an older processor. These are way over-engineered to begin with for what you're actually doing. So now they're just coming back down to earth to where you can actually get a lot of use out of it. You get DeX, not wireless DeX, but you do get DeX on this device. Air commands with the S Pen, and a quite nice S Pen is that, so you can go put this behind your back during photos or whatever. You're taking photos, videos, and start and stop and do the rest you can with the Air command with the Bluetooth button on here. S Pen is great. There's something just, the only thing that really annoyed me about this generation of Note is the curve. So you've got a severe curve on this device. It was one of the last years that Samsung really bothered with that. Let's see if I could just focus in here. But the problem with that is that we're really, this is acrobatics here. The pen only had usefulness to about here. This, you had no control. You just fall off the edge. And later they rectified that by when you took a screenshot, and we'll do that as well for you here because we're all about the presentation. When you took a screenshot or went to screen write, what it would do is it would actually shrink it down to the usable portion of the screen that was flat that you could draw on and not have to worry about sliding off the side. So they did correct it in software by doing that with the screenshot, but it was something I'm like, you know what, on a Note, give me a wide, flat display. But other than that, I absolutely love the design of this thing. I love carrying it around in my pocket. And if you're worried about it being viable in 2021, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. And you compare it to some of those budget devices, and you look about what you'd spend on this and all the functionality that you get and still supported, becomes a tougher decision. Personally, I'm liking this. And listen, this is not exclusive. This is not unique to the Note 9, these deals. We're going to have plenty. They're crazy deals with cell phones right now. The S10 Plus, the Note 10 Plus if you want to spend a little bit more. Some of those LG devices. It is a great time if you want a competent, powerful device and not spend a lot of money. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-alicious day.